Hello citizens, Black here from Castle Black Gaming, the home of quick guides with very minimal fluff. I get right to the point with easy explanations so you can get back out into the verse. Of course, if this video was helpful, like, sub, and tell me about all the awesome Quantanium rocks you found with those perfect 32 SCU Quantanium hauls. So without further ado, let's get started. This video is going to assume that you know the basics of how to get your ship out of a hangar on a planet, fly to coordinates and stations, etc. If you don't know how to do those things, I have some quick videos for those things as well, so pause this video and go watch those real quick. Seriously, they're fast and helpful and to the point. This video is for those who own a Prospector. Of course, the basics I will be showing you here can also work with a rented Prospector, but you'll just have to aim for smaller, less massed rocks. This guide is a simple explanation of what you need to be looking for in terms of rock or asteroid size, so you know what those numbers mean after you scan a rock, which ones to avoid with a simple setup, and which ones should make you sit up in your chair and go holy moly while your trigger finger gets anxious because you don't want to screw this up. Seriously, I have been doing a lot of mining since 3.17 dropped and have tried other methods such as rock mining and using these suggested scan tips from Reddit, and while they're helpful, I still feel like the biggest earner for those with a Prospector and or rock is to go to Quantanium route, because I spent about the same amount of time searching for those larger gem clusters as I did searching for my Goldilocks proportion numbers I share in this video, and the payout for the Quantanium is just so much more. So let me start off with the item you will need for your ship. I'll also have my normal ship loadout video available the same day as this video, so look for that if you want the full loadout with the systems and weapons that I recommend. But as far as the mining head, gadgets, and modules, all you need is the Lancet MH1 mining head that you can pick up at the Arc L1 refinery station, which will be my base of operations for this video. Mining heads, modules, and gadgets can be picked up at the Lagrange refinery station, so those little stations that are out of the way of the main planets and moons such as HUR L2, Crew L1, etc. With your mining head bot, which by the way should run you around 25,000 credits, give or take what the current price is on the PU when you watch this video. But with the mining head purchased, make sure you equip it. Again, this video is assuming you understand how to load out your vehicle, but I'm sure you're ready to pass on this video as I'm not telling you to buy any modules or mining gadgets. So obviously, my knowledge must be busted, right? I mean seriously, right? It can't just be one thing to purchase and equip, right? Castle Black, are you having a stroke right now?
Castle Black, can you hear me?
Okay, I promise you I'm not having a stroke right now, and I will explain why you don't need anything else. Now, as you get more comfortable and want to shave off time or have an easier go at it, or just have more options in terms of being able to look at a wider range of the Goldilocks template I'll set out for you here, then yes, you can spend more money and possibly increase your losses. More on that in a bit. But with the basics I'm showing you here today, you simply need the Lancet MH1 mining head. Now that the health scare is over, let's get back to the video. Alright, so with your mining head firmly in place on your ship, let's set out. Again, my base of operations is the Arc L1 refinery station. From here, I travel to Lyria in the Arc Corp circle, and more importantly, I set my destination for any of the Shubin mining facilities on Lyria. I do not actually travel directly to the stations, just set my course there and travel to within 30 kilometers or so where it drops you off at. From here, I start scanning as I descend down to the planet, headed for the largest cluster of scanned rocks. Now, the thinking on scanning and how it works and what doesn't work goes back and forth from update to update and is covered differently by different content providers. The couple of tips I will share is that you head toward the more clusters of rocks to increase your odds. If you see the little rock icon disappear, keep heading toward it. If the rock icon is not scanning and you're under 1200 kilometers from it, that means it's gems and to move on to the next one. Travel at the speed you're comfortable with. I choose a little into the red as the momentum on the Prospector is a literal drag. If you go 5 minutes without a Quantanium rock, you might want to shoot up into the Atmo for a bit or so, do a scan and head down to a new cluster away from the area you were just in, but generally stay around 50 to 100 kilometers of the mining facility, going around in a huge circle. Alright, so now let's talk about the rocks you're actually looking for. Once you find your Quantanium rock or rocks, it is possible to find like 5 or more rocks together, and the sickest feeling you can get is scanning them all and they all suck. But what is a sucky rock compared to a good rock? Well, for the Prospector, my perfect rock is around 4500 mass, with the Quantanium being around 45% or better, so 45-45 is perfect for this mining head only build. You'll need to move your ship within mining range, so like right up to the rock to actually see the Quantanium percentages and other rock components such as quartz and inert materials that you don't want. Once you go higher in mass, they start to get into that not gonna break with this simple build territory. I was able to do a 5000 mass rock without anything else, but that was stretching it. Now, I know what you're thinking. These are very specific rock stats. How long will I spend looking for this perfect rock? The answer to that is it could take you hours to find this rock, but these stats are your perfect scenario. It doesn't mean it's the only rocks you can take and still make a haul-worthy trip. I will stop for rocks with a mass of 3500 to 4000 mass, so long as the Quantanium percentage is over 30%. You'll still just about fill up your Prospector's cargo with mostly Quantanium with those numbers, and these less mass rocks generally have less resistance, so they'll bust faster and easier. Now, if you want to go for those bigger mass rocks that are over 5000, you can definitely do that. And it's one of those things where when you're not looking for them, they pop up everywhere from time to time. And the rule of thumb for experienced prospectors is you would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But I have found that carrying gadgets or various modules can be costly because unlike the mining head, if you crash, blow up, or are killed while mining for whatever reason, you will lose those items. Only the mining head saves to your ship if it's destroyed. So is the extra risk worth it? That's going to be up to you. What I like about this easy build and goal of the 45-45 rock is that if you're solo, that's really about all the Quantanium your ship can hold anyway. Anything bigger than that and you're leaving Quantanium on the table, which means you spent money and or risked money on items for Quantanium you can't even take with you. And as for time, I've had plenty of time carefully hoovering up those Quantanium rocks I needed to fill my inventory, leave Atmo, and get back to the station within 4 minutes to spare on average, so these Goldilocks rocks strike a good balance across all aspects of Quantanium mining. So that's going to do it for my explanation about which Quantanium rocks I think should be your target. This has been a tested, tried, and true method the last couple of weeks for me, and so I wanted to share it. Remember to be kind to your fellow gamers, bust up those Quantanium rocks with deadly intent, and stay positive, citizens.